Hello and good morning, class. It is a beautiful Friday here in Central New York. I had to make this video for a couple different reasons to share some announcements with the class, but then I also had to do it in front of this amazing window. Look at all this sunlight. It's funny, but for those students who are maybe taking this class remote and in different locations other than Cazenovia in Central New York, the fact that we have sunlight this morning is very exciting because it's been a little overcast and snowy this whole week. But anyhow, let's talk about exam number one. Exam number one was online on Blackboard last night. I have just finished grading and posting your grades. So if you would like, you can jump on Blackboard today, and what you do is go to the course menu, and if you scroll down, you should see a section that says My Grades. If you click on it, what you'll see reflected there is not only exam number one, and those were percentages out of 100, so that's on there. There's also your discussion board post grade. Those are point-based, because if you remember looking at your syllabus, for each and every single discussion board post, you can earn a maximum of up to 20 points. Now, the replies to your classmates on the discussion board are a little bit different. Obviously, a reply doesn't take a lot of thought, but that can be thought-provoking, so you can earn up to 1 point per week for discussion board replies, and those are optional. I do think that they help your overall grade, so it is important to interact with your classmates on the discussion board. So check that out if you're interested in looking at your grades. If you have a question about your grade, I welcome you at any time to send me an email, ask specific questions, how did I do this week versus, another week. It would help me if you could be very specific about the week you're asking about, or perhaps the discussion board post or the grade or whatever it is, so that I can get back to you with a very clear, concrete answer. I do want to talk a little bit about exam number one, being that we just took it. I also want to go over two questions that I noticed a lot of people missed. The first, and I'm going to read the question and I'm going to talk a little bit about the correct answer. Because of the fact that we don't have a cumulative final exam for Introduction to Counseling, it becomes very important that you grasp the material. And if you have questions about anything, ask those on discussion board to kind of clarify, I was wondering why the book said this, or why, Sarah, you were saying this in class. It's important to get that clarification because, like I said, there is no, big final exam. The exams that you have for this class, of course, looking at the syllabus where it breaks that down a little bit more for you, the exams are for, the first 4 chapters, and I believe it's the next 4 and the next 4. They're a total of 3 exams. So anyhow, when we look at the exam, question number 1 says, which of the following is/are the primary goals of helping? And this was one that a lot of people missed, and I suppose it's kind of a trick question. I think the temptation is with multiple choice exams that they're going to be easy, right? Like you can select an answer. But there are times, I think, where multiple choice is almost harder than short answer or essay exams, simply because you have to narrow it down to a choice. You have to pick your one choice for your answer. A lot of people, for question number 1, which was which of the following are the primary goals of helping, selected A, which is to help clients become better at helping themselves in their everyday life. Not a bad answer. There are also options of B, to help clients manage their problems in living more effectively and developing unused or underused resources and opportunities more fully. Or C, to help clients develop an action-oriented prevention mentality in their lives. Or D, all of these choices. A lot of folks chose A, which was to help clients become better at helping themselves in everyday lives. The answer is actually D, which is all of these choices. It makes sense if you think about it. It is sort of a trick question. The other question that a lot of folks got wrong is, again, early in the beginning of the exam, which is question 3. I'll read it to you, and then I'll read you the options. A therapist is focusing on a client's current difficulties of adjusting to college, by helping the client manage her problems with time management. Seems like that could be, a common issue that someone who is, coming in for counseling, they might want to talk about time management. The therapist approach involves teaching the client to manage her own time and to be proactive in preparing for class. Which principle of outcomes-focused helping is missing from this approach? Your choices are A, producing life-enhancing outcomes, B, developing a prevention mentality, C, learning how to help oneself, or D, dealing with crises as they become critical. A lot of folks had put down something like answer C, which is learning how to help oneself. And it sounds really good. I mean, if you just look at this and you think, okay, what makes the most sense, you might naturally think, the person is learning how to help oneself. But if you look at the reading, and I'll tell you that you can find the answer on page 8 of The Skilled Helper. The author does state and talks about a little bit the fact that the answer is A, which is producing life-enhancing outcomes. They do talk quite a bit about outcomes for clients. So that is what the author was looking for in terms of the question answer. I do feel that this one is a little bit more tricky because it's easy to look at it and just pick, okay, they're learning how to help themselves as kind of like, okay. But I think the better answer is, as the author talks about on, again, it's page 8 of The Skilled Helper, that the answer should be A. It's overall, when we look at it in a really broad sense, we're helping our clients produce life-enhancing outcomes. So those were the two questions that the majority of the class, I noticed a pattern with people were getting them wrong. So I wanted to make sure that talked about that a little bit with you. I want to draw your attention to some stuff that's coming up. So we're in week 5 of the syllabus. And so we've just had the discussion board, the weekly discussion board, your weekly post, the exam. Week 6 is a normal week for us. And that you will have reading and there'll be a weekly discussion board and post. Week 7, instead of discussion board, I have down that we will do a writing assignment, which is the video. And you have until March 3rd to submit that to me. That'll be on Blackboard. I think I'm going to post it early because I had a couple of different requests from students that people want to get started on it early. I don't have a problem with that. You do still have to adhere to the deadline being March 3rd. Again, all the information is in your syllabus. I'm just bringing it up as a reminder. I know people love reminders. So here we go. Check out your syllabus to see what's ahead. And then looking even further ahead, can you imagine it? There is in week 8 spring break. So as you'll see in your syllabus, spring break, there are no assignments over spring break. You can enjoy hopefully more of this excellent sunshine wherever you may be studying remotely. Hopefully it will be beautiful. So again, that's looking ahead. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. I'm here to help and assist you. And I hope that you have a great day. Thanks.